Hi BookTube! My name is Crystal, also known as The.Book.Gypsy on Instagram, and today I'm going to be doing my tarot cards picks my TBR. I came up with this idea because I use my tarot cards every day for a daily reading, and it helps me get through my day. So I wanted to use my cards to help me pick my TBR for this month. I'm going to do a 3-card spread. The first card usually means past, present, and future, but for today I'm going to maybe just use one card for the past. You know, a book that has been on my TBR shelf for a very long time that I've been meaning to get to, but I have not gotten to yet. So I'm going to use the first card as one of those books, and then the other two will either be books that I recently bought, books that I bought in the past that I never read yet. If there's a book that comes to mind that that is coming out this month that I want to buy, then, you know, something like that. And yeah, go from there. So the major arcana is going to represent all genres of books. So that's kind of like your wild card. So whatever, if you pick a major arcana card, which is usually the Moon, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Chariot, if you pick one of those, then you can pick any book from any genre that has to do with those qualities of that card that you can think of. So even if you want to do qualities as like pictures, like if you want to, you know, look at the picture, and if there's a cover of a book that reminds you of the picture that is on your card, or the colors in the photo, or, you know, there's a moon, so if you have a book that has a moon on the cover, you can go from there as well. So however the card makes you feel, that should, you know, pick a book that from that as well. Now these cards are from the Crystal Visions Tarot, which I've been using these cards since I started studying the tarot cards 5 years ago. This deck called out to me. This deck was actually made and influenced by Stevie Nicks' Crystal Visions album, and I absolutely love Stevie Nicks. She is my spirit animal. So when I found those cards, I was like, those are for me. And that's how it is with tarot. You pick cards that are for you. It's almost like you're drawn to them, and those are the cards that you should purchase. So today I'm going to use my cards to pick my TBR. So the major arcana will be almost like your wild card. So if you pick the Magician or if you pick the Sun, that'll be whatever genre you want to read that has to do with that card. And then the minor arcana, which are the Pentacles, the Swords, the Wands, and the Cups, those will be more so of like genres. So the Pentacles are going to be your literary fiction. The Wands are going to be like horror or thriller with those qualities. Cups are going to be romance and whatever those qualities in romance. And Swords are going to be your fantasy with those qualities that are in the card. And Pentacles is going to be your literary fiction with those qualities. So each card has qualities, and it has an explanation of what the card actually means. I feel like this will be fun. I want to try it out, see how it goes. Maybe it won't go as well, but I feel like this would be fun. You know, every day I pick 3 cards to see how my day is going to go. And I'm seeing a lot more people using cards lately, so I feel like this will be a really good way to pick my TBR for the month. So what I normally do is I knock 3 times on my cards, just get whatever energy that was in them out, and I'll shuffle. So 3-card spread, past, present, future, or past, present, present, whatever you want to do. So let's see. These up good, and I have the little booklet in front of me. When I read people and when I read cards for other people, I read more so the pictures and how they flow, and where they land in the spread is kind of how I read them. But because I'm doing just a 3-card spread, I'm not going to, you know, do 3 cards for each book. I'm just going to do 1 card for 1 book. It's a little fun activity to use your cards. And I'm a mood reader, so maybe this will tell me what mood I'm going to be in for August. So I'm all shuffled up, whole deck. And let's see. So what I normally like to do is I'll shuffle it and then I'll cut it in half. And then the top card is my first card. So my first card is Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune card. I don't know if you can see it. So that's for a book that's been on my TBR for a while that I haven't gotten to yet. And my next card that I pick is a 9 of Swords. Such a pretty deck. Love this card. So 9 of Swords, so that's a fantasy. The next card I have is a 3 of Swords, which is another fantasy. Ooh, I'm going to have a month of fantasy. Okay, so let's find out what I'm reading. So the Wheel of Fortune card is usually, that's a very positive card in tarot deck. That card is usually, you know, everything that you want is going to turn out the way you want it to. It's a very positive card. So it's definitely a great outcome of what you want, whatever you're wishing for, whatever you're asking the cards for to be, it will come true. Everything will work out the way it should. So the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune represents fate, destiny, opportunities, change and luck, spiritual growth, vision, and enlightenment. The wheel represents cycles, karma, as well as changes in direction and movement. The card shows the wheel with 12 sections, each with the symbol of the zodiac. The outer rim shows the 4 elemental symbols representing water, air, fire, and earth. When hard work and perseverance meet the good timing of the Wheel of Fortune, life-changing opportunities can arise. All of these forces in the universe spin the Wheel of Fortune and help shape our destiny. This book could really be any book, but something that I have been wanting to read for a really long time, and it has to do with the tarot. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. So I'm not, like, I know this book has to do with like psychics and ley lines and a group of boys and a girl named Blue, I believe her name is. So I think the Wheel of Fortune card can 100% go with this series. So I want to give this book a try. So the next card that I drew was the 9 of Swords, and this one says, the 9 of Swords is a card of guilt, anguish, and regret. The figure portrayed in the card has taken to the ground in despair. She is paralyzed by fear and doubt, unable to move forward. The ravens perched on the swords that surround her are looking on, assessing her pain. They wait for her to pick up the 9th sword that rests by her side and move on. So I would say this, it's almost like a card of redemption. Like you're at your lowest low, but you have to get up and pick yourself back up, and the outcome will be amazing. So I think with the 9 of Swords, you know, it's more of like a becoming novel. So someone who has been betrayed, or someone who has been through a whole lot, starts to pick up the pieces and starts to redeem themselves. So I'm thinking for this card, which a book that has been on my shelf for a really long time now that I've been wanting to read, And I Darken by Kirsten White. I think this, and it has a sword on the cover, which is cool. So I think these two, ooh, and the colors go really well together too. I think these two go best together. So I'm gonna go with And I Darken. And next up I had the 3 of Swords, so another fantasy novel. So the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords represents heartbreak, a painful separation, disappointment, betrayal, or abandonment. The figure portrayed on the card is experiencing extreme grief over a loss. The ravens fly away, leaving her to suffer alone. The Three of Swords deals with the consequences of the difficult choice represented in the Two of Swords. It is necessary to mourn the loss so that you can release the pain and move forward. An example of a great book for something like this is someone who is grieving, someone who has lost something and is wanting to get back at the person who did this to them, or get revenge for whatever happened to them or their family or a loved one of some sort. So I'm thinking that the Three of Swords, I feel like Nevernight would be a really good novel for that, but I did read Nevernight already, but I did not read God's Grave. So I'm thinking maybe I can get into that. I feel like Three of Swords is like perfect for this because Mia Corvair is seeking justice for her family. She's seeking revenge for what happened to her family. So I really think God's Grave is perfect, especially from Nevernight to God's Grave. She's still continuing to do that. So, and she's a badass. So I'm actually really excited to get into this for the Three of Swords. I feel like this is a perfect match for this card. And yeah, so I'm excited. So this is my third book for my TBR this month. And this was fun. Like, I really enjoyed using my cards to pick my TBR. It's something different and something part of the mood. And I think, you know, all of us have so many books anyway. I think we could find a book that goes with, you know, each card that's in this deck. If you are interested in doing my tarot cards, pick my TBR, do it. I will link all the rules down below for you to follow. And yeah, that's it. I'm excited to see everybody's videos. So please, if you can, just link your videos down below. If you do decide to have your tarot cards pick your TBR, I had an amazing time doing this. I think it's a great idea. And it's something a little different than what we all normally do. And I'm excited. I'm excited to use this as my way of picking my TBR every month. And I hope you guys do too. So let me know what you think down below. Link your videos if you decide to do them down below. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.